Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see, and sorry if my voice or the audio is a bit screwed up. I am lying down on my bed and it's 3:30 a.m. and instead of doing anything productive with my life, I have decided to rank the current fanfiction I have put it out because what else is there really? I do have 2 assignments due in 2 days and I'm just going to ignore that in favor of this instead. So let's go through the categories, babes. Let's go through it. Top tier, rewrote? Oh my god, I love my speech. Rewrote history with this. This is something that really changed the course of the universe. It stopped the world from spinning on its axis and made it go the completely opposite way, day and night type of shift beat. Like that was the girls, the gays, the everybody, they stood up, standing ovation. So that's the first tier. Second tier is Cosmic Slay. She is, she did it. She did do it, but it's just not like mind-altering, history-changing type of work, but it still popped off. The third tier is she did what she needed to do. Now this is kind of just, she met the quota for serving, but she's not really that iconic. Like, she's not an iconic talent tries to write work, And, but, like, we still love her, but, like, she's on the rocks a little bit. The fourth tier is Game of Thrones Robb Stark. Now, I have just been rewatching Game of Thrones, and I really thought this was the perfect analogy, really. It really is. It's just, like, it's mid. Like, she's nothing special. She had more potential, but, like, I just didn't have the effort to put in, or the time, or the care, really. And, yeah, that's that tier, really. It's just mid. Like, it could have been better. It could have been worse. It's whatever. The fifth tier we have is, okay. And that's kind of open to a lot of interpretation. It could be like, okay, she was trash, or okay, and, that's up to you. Like, you get the vibe. But yeah, this is like second to last tier, it's kind of just, it was okay, but it's like worse than mid a little bit. It's like a little bit questionable, And the final tier we have is the Yikes to Rikers pipeline. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, it's criminal behavior. It's really a crime against humanity for me to have released this. And I'm not going to take it back. But it really, lives could have been altered in the wrong way, and that's just upsetting, but, it's the reality we live in, so deal with it. So, quick disclaimer before we get into the ranking. Obviously, if I put a fic in she did what she needed to do, but you think that I was rewriting history, obviously I love the applause, babe. Call me Lady Gaga. But, obviously I love that and I live it and I love that you lived it, you know what I mean? But this is just my opinion of my works right now. And my opinion of my works also changed quite a lot. I'll show you in some of the examples and stuff. But because I'm a constantly changing person, my opinions of my own work change as well. So that's a little disclaimer. And if you do disagree with me, then you can shut me up and show me up by doing your own little ranking, because I'm going to release this to my Twitter girlies. And it's really cute, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, we have a good baseline Talent tries to write fic. It's my most popular fic. Well, second most popular fic. And she was really the girls. And she really just had everything. You know what I mean? And that is Little Miss 18. Oh my god, it's not working. That's so much fun for me. No, it is working. Oh, cute. Okay. It's 18. Now, 18 was... I'm going to put her in Cosmic Slay for now, She didn't really rewrite history. Like, I feel like if you asked me a year ago, I would have been like, yes, you know what? She did deserve to be up here. But honestly, like, I don't know. It's because it's been so long. It's been 2 years since I wrote it. Over 2 years, 2.5 years. So it's like that attachment I have to it is not really as apparent anymore. But I remember that was my child. For real. She was living and laughing and loving. And I really love that it was a canon Divergent fic, because as you can see here, I usually only write AUs. So yeah, I love that for her. She was a circular narrative I love. She was, some dark themes, which I also love. And yeah, she'll go in Cosmic Slave now. Anyway, the next work we can do is my most popular one, I guess, which is Topple. Now, Topple was my introduction into the Stray Kids fanfiction realm. And I'm going to put her... She's just okay. There was nothing really going on. I love that. I mean, she met the quota, she did what she needed to do in the terms of when I first started writing, I knew I wanted to create a long, multiple chaptered fic, which would probably, hopefully, draw a fan base to me and get my name out there. And then people would be like, oh, this bitch wrote Topple. Maybe we should go check out her other works. So that was my idea, and she did that. She did okay, but the timing is all over the place in this. It takes place, if you actually look at the dates or whatever, in 2 weeks. Like, what? Sorry? It takes place in 2 weeks, and someone's character changes so much in that time that it's almost, impossible. So, yeah, it's a little bit confusing, and it ends quite abruptly, but we love. And, it was a good first attempt, and I feel like you kind of need, a long, multi-chaptered fic. It's, a staple for me, in my own opinion, which isn't really that important. But, yeah, she's just an okay. She's okay. We'll move on. Let's do a one-shot, maybe. Let's do Breathe. Breathe was my first one-shot, and honestly, Cosmic Slay. I love Breathe. I don't know why. I didn't like it that much for the first year and a half after I posted it. It was kind of just this is kind of I would have put it here, or even maybe in the Rob Stark tier. But now I look back, I'm wow, she kind of served. And it was my first attempt into the writing style now that I have for literally the rest of these fics. Because Topple is really the only one that deviates from this whole ambiguous ending, non-linear, fucking whatever. So, yeah, that's fun. Breathe, she's a Cosmic Slayer. Let's move on to Capture. I know I'm not doing this in any order, but I'm doing it in an order I want, and that's kind of what fate has brought me to. So, Capture. Now, a lot of people actually quite like this one, this small fan base that it has. They like it, and they're oh my god, I cried, oh my god, it was written really beautifully. And honestly, not to be a narcissist, but kind of agree, it was kind of a serve. But I don't know, I just forget about her. I don't even remember that I wrote her. And when I go back and read it, I'm oh wow, this was actually kind of iconic of me. The changing lives and the timelines, unlike Topple, actually matched up. But I don't know. She did what she needed to do, but I don't treat her as a child. These tears here, they're my children. These tears here are just, not really a part of the exclusive club of my what is that word? Not me being a writer and forgetting words. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I was thinking about it earlier, that's why I brought it up, but whatever. She can go here. She's just mid. Well, she's not mid. She's one above mid, but you know what? She's okay. It was cute. Let's move on. How many times am I going to say that? That's so awkward. Okay, no. We're going to go with the controversial. Lee Felix and his many encounters with death. Now, this fic here, yikers to Rikers pipeline. And I know you're oh my god, that's crazy. And you know what? Maybe it is. But it's my opinion, so deal with it. I don't like this fic. I never really liked this fic. And I only really wrote it as a coping mechanism to deal with my depression. And I think it does, in a way, depict my depression very well and the stages of it. And I'm not diagnosed, by the way, because I know I'm going to get cancelled if I claim to have a mental illness. But no, it depicts my experiences with it, and the only one line I like is the whole, when I was younger I wanted to be a doctor part. That was a serve. That was like, that one line, if that one line continues throughout the whole fic and every single line was like that, she'd be up here. You know, she'd be up here in Cosmic Slay. But it was only one line, so she's down in Yakis to Rikers, because it wasn't really a crime against humanity, it was just a crime, full stop. Like, it was just, like, not the vibe. So she's down there. Many apologies to the people that do like it. And, you know, I don't dislike it. Didn't I just say I didn't like it? You know what, who cares? It's just not my fave, and it's, like, kind of bland to me. It's just not as interesting as it could have been. So, yeah, that's that. Next up, we have Ephemeral Sempiternal. Now, she is Yakis. I'm kidding. Imagine. This one is the first rewrote history with this. I really was out here doing that. And it's still to this day, out of all of these, the only one piece of my writing that has ever made me cry. And I mean, I love her. What else is there to say? She's really just amazing, brilliant, talented, legendary, never been done before. And I guess we should just accept that. But no, I actually really like it. It was circular narrative, which, you know, I love. These two are my children. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I like the fic, I like looking back on it, I like the foreshadowing and the details and stuff. So it's kind of fun. Well, not really, because of the ending. So that's not very fun. But you know what? It's up to interpretation. So get over it. Anyway, don't just completely ignore the save or download down there. It's fine. We're not talking about that. We're going to move on. So, Glimpse of Us. This is one of my first, like, canon divergent, canon compliant fics in a while after all of these AUs. And you know what? She's Rob Stark. Yeah, so Glimpse of Us is mid. It doesn't really include all of the Stray Kids ensemble, and that's something I like to try to do in my works. It was a song fic, as you can tell. I liked how it encompassed the idea of a person can have multiple loves, and it doesn't mean that one of them is worse than the other. It just means that everything kind of impacts the way in which a person loves, and that it's complicated, and it's not as simple as, does he love me, does he not love me, does she want to be with me, does she not want to be with me, do they want to, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's complicated, and yeah, so I like that I did that. I had a dream about writing Hyun Sung, and then I wrote this, which has one line of Hyun Sung, and it's Ji Sung being an asshole. So that was really cute. But yeah, she's Rob Stark, you know, she's in there. Let's move on. A Broken Fire Hydrant. This one's rough. This one really is, and I think it's just okay. It's just okay. I don't know. Like, I don't really even remember what happened. The only thing I do really like about this is my inspiration for it, which was a still frame of the movie Taxi Driver, I think 1975. And yeah, it was like a still frame. It just inspired this whole fic. And that's why I really like this, because I've never been inspired in that way before. You know, before all of these chains of song fics, it was all just me thinking about it, and I didn't really have a lot of, like, external inspiration. It was all just my brain being talented and beautiful. But no, so that was a really interesting experience. This was also one of my first experiences since Breathe in writing a fic in one sitting in like 5 hours or something. So that was really nice, and you can see that I've continued this a few times with Glimpse of Us, Dim and Glow, Sorry I Love You, and yeah, and Camera Lens as well. Anyway, speaking of Camera Lens, this one, Yakis to Rikers. This one is the most Yakis to Rikers. Like, this is a crime. I don't know what I was thinking, trying to do horror, but it was terrifying. And it was just, I don't know, like, I was just inspired by Black Mirror, I guess. I really like the idea of, well, no, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about it. We'll have a whole nother video on, like, a lot of these one-shot kind of fics, and I'll just put them all in one video, and I'll discuss it there later. But, you know, she is Yikers to Rikers, definitely. Let's move on to our 4-chaptered works. I know Hoping Guest 2 isn't finished yet, but she is going in... Oh my god, I don't know. It's one of these two. She'll go above 18 in Cosmic Slay, how about that? And I feel like a lot of people won't agree with me on this because this one has no... no one's reading it. But I love it, and I love the direction it's going in. Chapter 3 is a bit of a stiffy. I'm just going to say that. Like, I know I only just posted chapter 2, but chapter 3, I'm like, what is going on? But it will all come together with chapter 4, so you don't even have to stress. But, you know, I love her. It's just the vibes, and I love the ending. And I love, like, the last chapter. And I know you guys aren't going to get it because it's not completed at the time that I'm uploading this, but, oh, the chills. She's crazy. Speaking of the Honey of Humanity, you know what? She rewrote history. She did. She really was out here changing the, like, human scope of life, you know, and especially Selma's life. Spoilers. Oh no, not me spoiling it. Anyway, you know, I really like this fic. It took me a long time. And yeah, I mean, it didn't really gain as much traction as I'd hoped, but that's okay. You know, we're not going to cry about it. I say crying about it. No, I'm kidding. You know, it was good. It was really good. I liked the ending. I liked how, my favorite part was how the pace changed in the penultimate and final scenes of this. Like, I just love that. Like, it was, the whole fic was at one pace that was very constant, and it was a bit of a slow build, and it was a bit of a slowly learning the mystery and unraveling the killer and why they killed them, and then it's just boom, you know, and if you've read it, you know. So yeah, let's move on. I Am You. Yeah, Miss Girl's in the Yikers to Rikers because she's not completed. And I already knew, like, when I posted the first chapter, that this was going to be a bit of a tragic tale because it was just deviating from my writing style too much. It was leaning too much into comedy and kind of light elements. And even though there were darker elements planned for the fic, it just, like, wasn't enough angst to keep me going, which sounds so scary. Whereas in comparison, Hoping It Gets to You, it does have some attempts at comedy and some lighter tones, but, like, the foreshadowing, or not even the foreshadowing, just, like, everything that will come off it is what keeps it, like, going, and it keeps it, like, kind of linked together. Whereas I Knew it was just a bit of a mess. So yeah, apologies to her. Anyway, we have Gone Days. Gone Days is similar to Capture in she did what she needed to do. Did she achieve a lot? No. I mean, it was a really cute attempt at my first relationship based fic. I mean, I know Capture was, but Capture's a bit different because this one, you know, it wasn't really, I don't know, whatever. But no, this one, she kind of served, she kind of slapped, but it's not really that memorable to me. So yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Sorry, I Love You. This one is just, I'm sorry, she's just okay. Like, I didn't really love the fic, but it was for a fest, and at the same time, I've always, literally since 2019, I've always wanted to write a poly 3-racha trainee fic, and this was the one I decided on, and, like, it's okay, but it's, I don't know, it's just a bit meh to me. Anyway, next we have Home Run. Home Run, oh, I don't know, this is crazy. You know what, she's just going to be okay, because she's not a Yikers, you know. I don't dislike this fic. Not that I dislike these ones necessarily, but you get the vibe. Yeah, no, she's okay. It was just a very interesting fic for me to write because I would never usually write anything like that. It was only focused on Sungmin, and it was all about dissociation and like living in a dreamlike world and being detached from reality, and the ending was very ambiguous, and so that was cute. She was okay. I don't know. It's at the bottom of the list because it's probably the bottom of these ones, you know. It's the most close to ending up in prison. So next we have Nexus, which is a little rhyme, a little Dr. Seuss moment. And you know what? She did what she needs to do. And she's going to go above Gone Days and Capture. Because she was just kind of crazy for that. She was kind of insane for existing. This was something that really pushed me out of my bounds of what I thought I could write. And it was another bingo card, which was why I was pushed out of my comfort zone. And I really liked how I took sci-fi and like just elements that I haven't really dealt with before, like heaven and stuff like that, and implemented them into Nexus. So that's kind of cute. And the finally last fic we have is Dimming Glow. And I think this might surprise you guys. But honestly, Dimming Glow is a cosmic slay. She really popped off. Like this was one of the fics I wrote in just 3 hours or whatever, 2 hours. And I didn't really like it that much when I posted it. And now it's kind of been online for a month, and I'm like, you know what, she served. Like I love her. I love the aura thing, and I don't even know if that was real or a metaphor. I still don't know. I didn't even know at the time of writing it. But I just love how it's kind of tinged with sadness and melancholy, but instead there's a bit of hope, depending on your views, if you're an optimist or a pessimist. Pessimist? I don't know the word. If you're an optimist, who cares? Who cares? Okay, let's just ignore the binary, ignore the dichotomy, just love the tier list. Honestly, more have ended up in the lower tiers than I expected. But yeah, this is my thoughts, this is my vibes, and maybe in a few months when I post some more, I will add to this. But for now, you guys can give me your thoughts and rank them, and I promise I won't get offended or cry, unless you put these two in the Yikes to Rikers. Actually, no, it's fair. You know what? You can, because these two have like the worst endings. Sorry, no spoilers. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and this was fun. I've always wanted to do a tier list, and then I just couldn't be bothered taking the photos of this. But now I have, and I hope you enjoyed. So sorry for the long wait for an upload, and hopefully I'll get something out soon. Bye bye.